Howdy pal guys and gals, welcome back to another pal video. Today we're going to be talking about dungeons. Where are they? What are they? What treasures do they hold? And most importantly, how can we cheese them? Let's jump into it. Dungeons are located all around the map. Usually they set themselves apart from the local scenery. As you can tell, this one is very obvious. Now this dungeon right here is a level 45 dungeon and will expire in 139 minutes. There are about 6 different level types of dungeons. As you start the game, about level 13 is this starting area. As you progress further, it gets up to about level 19 in this area. Over here starts going to 29, etc. But those aren't really important. When you get to later parts of the game, that's where it becomes a little bit more important. In the north side of the map, we have the Cavern of the Dunes, which is about level 38 dungeon. On the far west side of the map, we have the Volcanic Caverns at level 40. And the location I'm at is at the Sacred Mountain Caverns, level 45. Now, once you get to the late part of the game, the only ones that really matter are the late game ones because they give the best loot. And they all do give loot. Now, on the screen here, you'll see different types of loot you can get from the level 38, 40, and 45 caverns. And on the level 45, you do get higher tier stuff. Now, it's not confirmed, but they say that you potentially could get legendary schematics from these. But there's a better way of doing that, and I'll show you that in a different video. Something else that's on the drop list for the level 45 dungeons is Epic Skill Fruit, which is important if you want to try to give your pals some of those rare skills. Another one of the important drops are the accessories here, like this defense pendant too. I have a 720 defense right now. Take it off, 450 is a huge bump in defense. On the screen right now, I have a list of all the pal encounters you can encounter in these dungeons, plus the boss encounters. Also, the alpha pal at the end of the dungeon has a chance to drop some accessories. And take note that Killamari is the only one that you can find in the dungeon. I believe also Mao. Mao's okay at giving gold if you put him in the farm. There's a lot of other ways to get gold in the game. In the beginning of the game, you don't necessarily need to mark down every dungeon you find because they're not going to be that useful later on. But once you hit these level 45 ones, that's when you really want to make sure that you mark them so you can come back later. So let's jump on in and I'll give you my tips and tricks how to get through this dungeon quick. First thing to take note of, as you spawn in, you're always going to find ores littered around. I don't recommend getting most of them if they're just going to weigh you down, except for the palladium nuggets here. They're very large and give you quite a bit, and I do recommend getting those when you're in here because I always seem to be running out anyway. Something else to be wary of are their big dum-dums. Just go ahead and take them out. Beautiful. Now these dungeons can be very long. There's no telling where the boss is. It could be right next to the spawn or down many different splitting paths, and it's very easy to get lost. And to make matters worse, whenever you defeat enemies in one room and leave and go far enough away, they'll come back, they'll respawn, making it hard to remember if you've actually been here or not. So after you've traveled quite a bit a distance, I do recommend dropping just something that you may not need. So I'll just take like one palladium fragment, boom, drop it right there. So if I'm coming back and I see that, I'm like, oh, I need to turn back around and go the other way. After a couple rooms, I have 3 different options to pick from. So I'm just going to pick to the right and then just go back down that way until I run into a dead end and then come back, drop a palladium if I need to, or find the boss. Now, I don't really care for many of the pals in here, so I'm not going to fight them or bother with them. And be careful whenever you're going down a hallway. Sometimes it opens up just behind you, so don't get lost. Looks like we found a dead end, but at least we found a chest. Large soul giga spheres, pretty good stuff. So this room over here is a dead end, so we're going to just drop 1 palladium ingot right here. And now we're going to head to the right. Hold, please. And so on the left here is where we came from. That is the dead end. And on the right is somewhere new. So we're going to head back this way and see where we wind up. Oh, we found the boss. Perfect. Now that we found our boss, we can defeat him or capture him and get our prize that's through the door behind him. Or if we don't want this guy, say if we want to try to capture a different one that was on the list, I'll just reference it real quick since we're in a 45. If we wanted to try to get a different one, we can leave. So we've gone far enough away from a boss from a room that we've been into before. And if you notice, there are different enemies here now. This is how you get confused in the dungeon. Very easy. And now we have a Van Worm Christ. And you can do that any number of times to try to get any of the, oh, no, that way. Any of the different pals are on the list. Mind you, it's just going to pick random ones. So if you're trying to go for a specific one, it may not be worth your time. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. I choose you, Battle Bus. Let's get going. And just like that, we got ourselves a Van Worm Christ. And let's take a look at our prize. And what do we get? Grass fruit, grass tornado, diamond. Defense pendant times 2. Okay, some more defense. We can do double defense. Look at that. 1,000 defense. big boy defense. Nothing's gonna hurt us. Now, before I go down here, I think I'm gonna do a little spelunking and exploring, just see what other chests I can find. One of the random treasure chests you can find in here. Large prowl soul, some gigaspheres, nice. Ooh, another one. Another same thing basically. I mean, the large prowl souls are pretty nice. Ooh, one needs a gold. Heat resistant refined metal armor 2. Okay, not too bad. Let's went through another dungeon real quick. Let's see what we got. Hack bandit. Skill fruit implode. There's one of those epic loots. All right, let's bounce. Now, just after you complete the dungeon, you can go back in. The boss, the chests don't respawn, but if you left anything you want to go back in for, you can get it just before it expires, but be quick. Now, for myself, I like to speed run to the boss as quick as I can just to get the loot at the end of the dungeon, because that's usually where the good stuff is. Now, I do get lost along the way because I don't usually mark my path, but if you want to try to eke out every little bit of profit, feel free to mark a path and go down every different tunnel to get as much stuff as you can. My map, I found a couple here and there, and I keep on marking them as I find more. Of course, I do forget to mark them, and there's plenty more around the map. Just have to keep on looking. Now, on the screen right now is a map of the level 45 dungeons. There may be more. Sometimes they'll pop up, close down, move spots, and that's why I do recommend marking them on your map so you can always come back and check to see if they're open or not. Now, it hasn't been confirmed whether you can find legendary schematics in these dungeons. I haven't found any myself. Have you? Let me know down below if you have. So I hope this video helps you get through your own dungeon so you can get that epic loot. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit me with a like. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, bye!